You're listening to the Computer Repair Academy podcast, a show that's your go-to podcast for easy tech fixes, pro tricks, computer repair tips, and everything you need to keep your computer running smoothly. So if you're ready to upgrade your tech game, then let's dive in.
Welcome back to the Computer Repair Academy podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy, and today we'll be wrapping up season 2 of the podcast and tackling one of the most frustrating tech problems out there, bad Wi-Fi. I also quickly just want to say thank you to everyone for listening to the podcast this season. Every download, every listen, and every share. It all helps this community grow. So whether you're listening so you can fix your own computer, help with a friend's PC, or even start a career in tech, just know that you're part of the Computer Repair Academy family. So you know the drill. You're streaming a movie, on a Zoom call, or gaming with friends, and suddenly your Wi-Fi drops. The buffering wheel spins, your video freezes on the worst possible face, and you start yelling at your router like it's alive. Trust me, we've all been there, and I've had plenty of clients deal with this too. One family told me they had to schedule their Netflix nights around their neighbor's laundry day, because every time the washer or dryer turned on, their Wi-Fi dropped. We'll get to why that happens in a bit. So today, we're going to cover some of the top reasons Wi-Fi sucks. We'll look at simple fixes you can try at home. We'll discuss when it's time to upgrade your network gear, and a few pro tips to make your Wi-Fi faster and more reliable. And if you want to see some of these solutions in action, hop over to our YouTube channel, Computer Repair Academy. We've got step-by-step videos on networks, computer repairs, and more. All right, let's get connected. So what actually causes bad Wi-Fi? In my experience, it usually comes down to 3 things. Number 1, distance. Wi-Fi weakens the farther you are from your router or access point. If your router is in the basement and you're upstairs in a far corner room, your signal is probably going to struggle. Router radio technologies are getting a lot better here lately, and each Wi-Fi generation gets better signal coverage. Number 2, interference. Cheap microwaves, old cordless phones, baby monitors, Bluetooth devices, even your neighbor's Wi-Fi can all mess with your signal. That's why you might notice your connection drops right when someone heats up leftovers. Number 3, old equipment with old technology. If you're still using that router your ISP gave you 5 years ago, it's time for a reality check. Wi-Fi technology moves fast, and old hardware just can't keep up with modern demands or security needs. Having older Wi-Fi technology can not only cripple your connection speeds, but it can leave you open to security issues as well. Now let's talk solutions, because nobody wants to live with bad Wi-Fi. First up, router placement. Ideally, you put your router or access point in a central location. Don't hide it behind your TV or stuff in a closet. Wi-Fi signals hate walls, cramped cabinets, and being hidden under your bed. The higher you can get the router, the better. If you can get your router or access point on top of a cabinet, great. Next, an oldie but goodie, reboot your router. Yes, the old turn it off and on again works. Restarting clears memory leaks, forces the router to recalibrate of sorts, and typically refreshes your connection with your ISP. I recommend rebooting once a month. You can manually change Wi-Fi signal frequencies or channels. Most modern routers have 2 to 3 main frequency bands, 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and most recently 6 gigahertz. 2.4 gigahertz offers greater range than 5 gigahertz, but is slower and often carries interference. 5 gigahertz offers fast speeds, better bandwidth than 2.4 gigahertz, but shorter range. And 6 gigahertz offers faster speeds, lower latency, less interference, and enhanced security. Experiment to see which works better for your situation. Most newer routers will actually optimize these bands and channels internally to create the best Wi-Fi network they can provide. And lastly, wired is still king. If you're gaming or streaming and you want rock-solid performance, plug in with an Ethernet cable if you can. It may not be glamorous, but it's reliable and allows you to optimize your connection speed. You know, sometimes the problem isn't necessarily the placement or signal interference. Sometimes it's your router itself. If your router is more than 5 years old, it's most likely time to upgrade. Newer routers handle multiple devices better, have stronger antennas, support faster Wi-Fi standards, and offer better overall security. For larger or odd-shaped homes, I recommend looking at a mesh Wi-Fi system if you can't hardwire a few access points throughout. Mesh Wi-Fi systems offer a setup with multiple small satellites or access points placed around your house, wirelessly working together to create one big blanket of Wi-Fi coverage. Popular mesh systems include Netgear's Orbi series, TP-Link's Deco series, and the Eero Pro system. They're fairly easy to set up, and they make a huge difference in your Wi-Fi network. Here's a quick and pretty common client Wi-Fi story. I had a client who worked from home and kept dropping out of video calls and Teams meetings. It didn't matter if it was on their phone or their laptop. They were adamant the issue was their internet provider. Like most clients, they thought their ISP was terrible and hadn't really gotten much help from their ISP's tech support. But when I checked their network, their ISP speed and throughput was actually fine. The problem? Their router was an old Linksys from 2012 and a network hub that was even older. Admittedly, that Linksys router was an oldie, but a goodie for a long time for sure. But it was sitting under a pile of books in the corner of their living room floor and caked with dust. We replaced it with a modern TP-Link mesh system and a proper network switch. We set up 3 satellite APs throughout the home, situated the APs in proper locations, and boom, the problems ultimately vanished. Suddenly, they had strong Wi-Fi in every room, speeds were tripled, video calls worked fine, and they now even had Wi-Fi coverage in the back patio area and garage. So remember, sometimes it's not solely your internet provider, sometimes it's just old network devices, improper settings, or even old cabling. Okay, a quick sidebar question and answer from earlier. Why does rebooting your modem or router fix so many problems? Well, modems and routers are basically tiny computers that perform networking tasks. They have memory, processors, and operating systems. Just like your PC, they can get bogged down over time. They keep network logs, handle security actions, and maintain lists of all the devices connected to the network. So if you have a very old router with a bunch of new smart home devices, that old router can get overwhelmed pretty quickly, so restarting clears the junk and resets connections. So yeah, there's actually a little bit of reasoning behind the classic IT advice of turn it off and on again. All right, let me leave you with a few extra home network tips. 1, be sure to update your router's firmware. Manufacturers release updates that fix bugs and improve performance. Now, most newer network devices will automatically update their firmware, but it's not a bad idea to log into your network equipment from time to time and verify. 2, be sure to use unique Wi-Fi network names and passwords. Don't stick with the big boy 123 that it came with. Make it clear which network is yours, and be sure to set up a proper Wi-Fi password. And 3, be sure to create a guest Wi-Fi network if you have frequent Wi-Fi guests. Also, any device that just needs internet access, but you don't necessarily need on your secure main Wi-Fi network, connect it to the guest network. This helps add a little security buffer in your network. So here's the main takeaway from today's episode. Bad Wi-Fi doesn't have to ruin your workday or life. Check your router placement. Reboot regularly. Experiment with 2.4 versus 5 gigahertz. And if your gear is old, replace it. A new router or mesh system can make your home feel like it just got a whole new internet connection. I would recommend upgrading your home Wi-Fi equipment roughly every 4 years or so. And if you want to see network setup demos, internet speed tests, and reviews of different routers, head over to our YouTube channel, Computer Repair Academy. We've got plenty of videos that make it easy to follow along. Well, that's it for today's episode and for Season 2 of the Computer Repair Academy podcast. I just want to say thanks again. Every download, every listen, every share, it all helps this community grow. Whether you're learning this stuff to fix your own computer, help your family, or even start a career in tech, just know that you're part of the Computer Repair Academy family. Thanks again for listening. Stay connected, stay fast, and may your Wi-Fi never buffer again. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thanks again for tuning in to the Computer Repair Academy podcast. Until next time, keep those PCs running smoothly.